Useful to see. Good evening, and I hope, like me, you've had a very happy Christmas. Tonight we continue this week's theme of peace and reconciliation by looking at Northern Ireland, where peace for so many reasons seems so elusive. But unusually, both my guests tonight see signs of hope in the province, their attitudes summed up in this quotation. Human hands are reaching across human divides. The handshakes grow strong and they begin to build bridges. The bridges are small, but they are there. That was written by Moira Kiley, a Roman Catholic whose son was killed by gunmen 9 years ago as he was coming out of church. She's formed a group called The Cross to support people of any faith who've been bereaved by violence. Sister Anna is an Anglican nun who's been living in Belfast since 1972. In a crash helmet and on her moped, she crisscrosses the peace line, going all over Belfast, bringing help and hope to shattered families, again, regardless of their faith. She's also a founder member of Lagan College, the only fully integrated school in the province. Sister Anna, they were Moira's words, but building bridges, is that how you see your work as well?
Very much so. In fact, on our Lagan College crest, which we had to devise, we have the River Lagan, which is a symbol of life, really. And then we have the bridge, because rivers need bridges, so we see it very much so.
Why did you feel the need to start a fully integrated school like this?
Well, I think if you come from outside, the thing that strikes you first is the extraordinary separation between the two sides of the community, which is not basically a religious separation, but it's, well, a cultural, it's everything really together. But people don't know each other, and the education system is almost entirely divided, 100% Catholic schools, which are Irish in culture, and British school, and Protestant schools, which are British in culture, and then people live apart, they socialise apart. So the ignorance is really quite incredible. Even if they meet on the shop floor or in the health services, they don't talk about fundamental things, they keep off certain subjects, so that there's no kind of intimate human relationship between people on the whole. And we felt it was essential to have young children just growing up together quite naturally.
So how difficult have you found it in practice to cater for these two groups of loyalties that you just mentioned?
Well, our parents who want to send their children to an integrated school, and they're by no means all middle-class people. I mean, we have them from all sections of the community. They still really don't know each other, so they mix all the time over Lagan College. But the children, like all children, even after a day or two, after the first day, really, maybe the first hour, they forget all these things, and they just relate perfectly naturally. We've never had the slightest trouble, sectarian trouble in the school at all.
So early days, but so far a success?
Oh, tremendous success. I mean, it's grown so much. The first year we were 28 in 81, then 90, then 175 last year, and now 290. In fact, we had to turn away over 90 children. That's 3 times as many as we started with in 81.
Moira Kiley, you've been also involved in this work of peace and reconciliation in a very different way, helping the families of people who've been violently bereaved. How did that come about?
Yes, well, in 1975, when our only son was killed, I felt this great need to meet somebody else who had suffered under similar circumstances, because at the time of Jared's death, we were totally devastated, and I thought it would be really nice to share with other people this common bond. And I also felt that because I lived and had always lived in a predominantly Protestant area, and my neighbours were very, very friendly, I felt that this group had to be a mixed group. And so I went around the newspaper offices and got the names of the various people who had been killed and formed the group. And the group includes prison officers' wives, policemen's wives, a soldier's mother, some UDR members, and civilians like ourselves.
Did you find that by discussing this terrible tragedy that had happened, that actually you got an increased understanding?
Yes, I think that when you do, as I say, share a common bond, we found then that the tears of the security forces families were no different than the tears of families like myself. And we came to understand and really help each other in so far as that we met monthly, and were able to relate and what would you say? Relate and
Just help one another.
just really help one another.
So in a way, really, as a sign of hope, Sister Anna, do you see the coming together of the different religious groups like this as being perhaps the key to the solution of Northern Ireland's political problems?
Well, you've talked about bridges, and a great deal is going on that nobody really sees outside Northern Ireland in small ways, all kinds of diverse ways, where people do come together. And in Northern Ireland, people are so genuine, they're so warm-hearted, that they don't really want to be separated, but they're frightened. Fear is a very, very big factor, and you're nervous, and especially somebody who's different from yourself, you are so insecure that you feel you want to put them down. So once people get together, there is no problem after the first initial shock or something. And I think it's very, very important and should go on every level.
You're quite optimistic too, aren't you, Moira, that it is getting better, that more people are meeting?
Yes, more people are meeting, more people are getting killed. There are now 2,800 families bereaved, and I do see hope, but peace, I think, will come, but it will have to start with me, and me is everybody else in Northern Ireland.
Nobody underestimates the problem, but do let's all hope that perhaps 1985 is the year that peace comes to Northern Ireland. Moira, thank you very much for coming over that fast. Sister Anna, too. Thank you all. Good night.
Look at the weather forecast now. 1 or 2 showers will continue in places overnight, especially in the South Midlands, and with a minimum temperature of -2 degrees centigrade. Many roads will become icy. Boxing Day will be rather cold, but there will be some sunshine and temperatures will rise to about 5 degrees centigrade. Some places will remain dry, but scattered showers are likely, and some will fall as sleet or snow over high ground. And the outlook for Thursday and Friday remaining rather cold, with sunshine and wintry showers. That's the weather. Well, 4 local radio stations will take you gently into Boxing Day. From Wolverhampton there's Beacon Radio, Birmingham has BRMB, Nottingham has Trent, and from Leicester there's Leicester Sound. But we here at Central are just about to retire to bed, so from me, Gary Terza, have a lovely day tomorrow, and we'll leave you with O Come All Ye Faithful, performed by Guildford Cathedral Choir. Good night.